Hey kids, I'll give it a minute to see if anybody shows up, but I needed to jump back on here briefly. I had some interesting stuff to talk about. Anyhow, I'll just go ahead and jump into it. If somebody jumps in the live stream, that's fine. I am at the original Margaritaville in Sandusky, Ohio, the original one. This is a Margaritaville that was built and in place long before Jimmy Buffett ever even thought about having a Margaritaville. So it's been here for a long time, and I'm sorry about the kind of weird angle. My phone was running dead, and I had to plug it in. So that's why you're shaped the way you are. This is a really cool place. I don't know if I can get this. Hold on one second. Let me try to adjust up here real quick. Where I'm located, you can see that. A big waterfall, little lake and stuff behind it. Anyhow, the original Sandusky, original Margaritaville. It was opened up before Jimmy Buffett opened any of his, so I thought that was pretty cool. I stopped in here to have a beer and a burger because I realized I haven't eaten anything since the banana I had this morning at 4:30. So I felt like I needed to eat something. But I have some interesting news, and that's why I jumped back on. Little slight change in plans. Apparently, I am going to step the mast here, and we're probably going to go in the water on Wednesday. So I've got some quick running around and stuff I got to do. Hey, Sorrenti. How you doing? I got some quick running around I have to do real quick to get things organized. But the marina is only, first of all, the guy selling me the boat has paid for the boat to be put back in the water already. He's already paid that. And the marina is only going to charge me $50 to mount the mast, put the mast back on and set it all up for me. So why not? You know, why not? That saves me, you know, a lot of money. I thought that was going to be expensive to get splashed and to do that, but apparently it's not going to cost hardly anything. So, did you get the dinghy and the motor? Yes, Waukesha, I did. I picked up the dinghy and the outboard motor this morning. I left Lancaster about 4:30 this morning, drove all the way up to Fenton, Michigan, right by Flint, and I picked that up and I brought it back down here. So I do have the dinghy and the outboard. And they're both like immaculate. The dinghy has never had a patch on it. It's in practically brand new condition. It's in the bag still. The motor is also still in the bag, brand new Mercury 3.3, and I picked them both up for $750. So I'm thrilled with that purchase. And after being on the boat and fiddle farting around a little bit today, I'm even more thrilled with boat purchase now too. It really is. It's quite nice. So. And since I was hungry, and as I was driving over here, I ran past this place, I thought, well, hell, I'm going to go to Margaritaville, and I'm going to have a cold beer. So here I am, having a cold beer at Margaritaville. How can you top that, huh? I had a real enjoyable time there for a moment. I took a moment's pleasure on the boat. When I got done with the live stream, I quickly got busy measuring stuff and looking at stuff, you know, figuring what size batteries I need and checking the through holes and making sure they're all done and checking all that stuff and getting it done, measuring for the head that I got to figure out what I'm going to do there, and measuring for the companionway so I can replace that. Am I staying on the boat tonight? No. I don't have any of my bedding and stuff here with me. I'm not staying on the boat tonight. But I am going to be back on the boat tomorrow because I have some work to do because we're going to try to splash it on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be splash day. And I guess we're going to splash it and put the stick up all at the same time. Now, there's some things I'd like to do on the stick, some things I'd like to get fixed on it. But I'm going to wait until I get over to Buffalo when we take the stick back down to do those things. I'm just going to put it up just the way it is right now. Not doing anything to it. We're just going to put it up. Make sure everything's there, all the parts are there, get it all up and tuned and in place, and then I'll have a good handle on how to do things when I get over to Buffalo when we take it back down for storage as we do the Erie Canal. So that'll work. But the cool thing is they're gonna set the mast for me for only $50, and they're not charging me to put the boat back in the water because that's already paid. So I thought that was pretty cool. That takes a lot out of the budget and leaves us some more room for other stuff. So I just thought I would jump in real quick and do a quick live stream and let you guys know while I'm sitting here enjoying my Stella. Oh, I needed that. It's been a long day today already. It's going to be a lot longer. I'm heading over to Catawba Island. I understand there's a bigger West Marine over at Catawba Island. I want to go over there and see what they have in the way of zincs for the boat. I went over to the West Marine right there near boat in Sandusky, and all they have is magnesium zincs for 30 bucks a piece. Thank you. Ridiculous. I did try to find another chandlery or some other place here that I could find them. Apparently nobody knew of anything like that existing around here. I'm sure there is one, but the people I spoke to couldn't find one. Maybe if I go over to the other West Marine, they might have a handle on something like that. Trying to find some other places where I can pick up those zincs cheaper. I think what I'd like to do actually, and if they're 30 bucks a piece, I'm not going to, but I was thinking what I might like to do is put on a magnesium, a zinc, and an aluminum, which gives me across the board protection for all three metals. But it would also give me an opportunity to kind of do a story about the wear and tear on the zincs in the freshwater for the next couple months, and then also the wear and tear of those zincs once we hit the saltwater and how those compare with the rate of erosion and that kind of stuff. So just a thought, but if they're 30 bucks a piece, I may not. Or I may. I don't know. We won't know until we get to that point. So, oh man, getting a cheeseburger and fries. I haven't had a cheeseburger in a Margaritaville since I was at the Miami Margaritaville. And I think that was in 2000. No, 2005. I think I was at the Margaritaville in Miami in 2005 for the Miami Boat Show. And this is not a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville. This is the original Sandusky Margaritaville. That was before Jimmy Buffett started opening Margaritaville restaurants, or so I'm told by the waitstaff here. So, and they put me off in this little side room so I had power, and they don't want to be in the live stream. So there she is delivering my cheeseburger. She's not going to come on screen because she doesn't want anybody to see her. So, what's your name anyway?
Brooke.
Brooke?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my last name is Brooke.
Really?
Yeah, my name's Carl Brooke.
Oh, that's interesting.
And you're Brooke what?
Pendergrass.
Brooke Pendergrad. Okay, that's a cool name. You sure you don't want to say hello to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Camera shy.
There you go. All right, well, Brooke's not going to say hello to everybody, so you missed out. Well, really good seasoned fries. Anyhow, it's rude for me to eat in front of all you good folks. And I'm pretty hungry. Although it's a little hot, it could sit here and cool for just a moment or two. So I didn't want to do a real long live stream. I just wanted to get it out there so people understand that there's a change in plans. Looks like we're going to put the boat in the water on Wednesday. So that gives me tomorrow to do all the work I got to do to it. And we are going to go ahead and put the stick in. Jimmy does many live concerts on YouTube. Yeah, he does. I subscribe to Margaritaville's YouTube channel, and I watch some of those. They're fun. So, but yeah, so we are going to mount the stick immediately, and that way when I'm heading across, what the guy at the marina said to me is, look, he says, I'm only going to charge you 50 bucks to put the stick on. At least that way when you leave here, since that motor's been kind of pickled for the last few years, you've got the sails as backup, which is exactly the suggestions I think Don B made and some others. Hey, Austin. So it's a good suggestion to go ahead and do that. It just makes sense. I didn't want to because, of course, my budget's pretty tight, and I wanted to avoid the expense of putting it up here and taking it down there. But if I have the sail mounted, I could spend more time having fun on the lake and not just cannonball right across it. So that puts a little bit different perspective in my sail plan. Maybe I won't just bang straight across. Maybe I'll spend a little bit of time fishing here and there. Maybe I'll just have some fun out sailing on the lake, not really go anywhere. That could happen. I may be old, but at least I got to see all the good bands. There you go. Yeah, right? Same here. Get notified of the ugly booth bid, but not the other two, including this. Huh. Well, I can't help that. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. That's up to YouTube to make those decisions on how they do that. So, sort of weird. They stuck me off in this little corner room out here by myself. I'm in a really big room. Look at this. I'm in this whole big room. I'm here all by myself. Nobody here but me. You think? Nope. I'm mistaken. Somebody else in here.
I'm here.
So, sorry about that. I'm doing a live stream. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. I guess there's two of us in here now. So, had so much fun on the boat today. Doing the live stream with you guys and talking about that was awesome. But what was really awesome is afterward I went up on deck and I was talking to the fellow that has the boat next to me. I think he said his name was Colby or something like that. Oh, now I've forgotten. Damn. I'm bad with names. I really am. Anyhow, he was working a little bit on his boat, but he was sitting taking a break. So I got up in the cockpit and I sat and was taking a break. And so we're only about 15 feet apart, 10 feet up in the air, one boat to the next talking. It was just fun to just sit there and relax and have a nice conversation with somebody. Perfect stranger, but you know, when you're with sailors, you're perfect strangers and yet you're on the boat next to each other, so you're best friends and oldest buddies all at the same time. It's sort of weird how that happens, you know. But pretty nice fella. He was just getting ready to start commissioning his boat, pulling his cover off for the winter and taking his framework down. He had a little Catalina 25, nice little boat. Little boat compared to my 29 footer. Telling you guys, you do not have to be rich and famous to enjoy the cruising lifestyle. I have a list, big long list of all these things I wanted to have on the boat. All this camera equipment and all the gear and you know, spear guns and spears and gaffs and all this other stuff. Thank you, Country Cruiser. I had this big, long, expensive list of all these things. And I'm not talking a little. I'm talking like $25,000 worth of shit. And now that I'm looking at my little Cal 29, I'm thinking, you know, how foolish it was of me to have made this list and put all of these requirements out in front of me, all these things that I felt was necessary that I needed to buy before I could go. And so therefore I was denying myself the time afloat on the boat, on any boat, because I had this ridiculous expectations list, comfort level list that I had in front of me. And the same thing can be said about the boat. You know, I had delusions that I needed to have this big, you know, 36 to 40 foot boat with a sugar scoop, yada, 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 and all these things. But in the meantime, I'd have been stuck on the land for the next couple of years working, trying to achieve that. In the meantime, by going small, going cheap, and going now, I'm going to be enjoying the cruising lifestyle immediately while, you know, other people are working in their office cubicle. I may not be as comfortable. It may not be as easygoing. No more remorse, not at all. You do seem much happier now. I'm more so than happy, Waukesha, I'm content. And I think that's even more important, to be content. I'm very comfortable with my decision now. I've always been a person of vision. I've always been able to, like, but as a realtor, I could see a house and see it for its possibilities. I can imagine what it would look like finished and done and improved and what have you. And I can do the same thing with the boat. I can look at this boat now and I can see it in all its glory when it's fixed up and cleaned up. Am I going to do all the work and restore it to that level? I don't know. I may not. You know, I may just do some basic stuff to it so that it's suitable for what my needs are for right now. And, you know, depending on the growth of my YouTube channel and what happens with that, and or going to work as a realtor down the Florida Keys and working down there for a while, I may decide to buy a bigger, fancier boat. But I really don't have a solid handle on that decision until I've spent enough time on this boat to be able to validate that. Because otherwise you're just, blowing sand. So it was the right decision for me to go and go now. Like the mole on Marilyn Monroe's face, just happy to be there. Okay. It's a little odd, but okay. Yeah, one of the reasons why I got divorced is my ex-wife kept putting all these limitations on. She's not going to go sailing unless we have X, X, Y, Z. And so we weren't going sailing because, we were struggling and working, trying to make money to afford all of the X, Y, and Z. That's foolish. That was foolish. Should have bought a boat then and gone. We would be so much further ahead. But I do believe life happens a certain way for a certain reason. Hello, Austin. And the timing is right now. I tried doing this before when I was doing my Travelers in Paradise television show, which was airing on Versus Network nationwide. Big deal, big budget, lots of money, big crew, trying to maintain, the standards for network television. It was expensive and it wasn't practical. With the advent of YouTube and the improvements and cost reductions in cameras and equipment, does Lily approve of all this? She does, actually. I think Casey, yes. I think she's going to be looking forward to it. I think, like her, she was putting all these restrictions on me that I needed to do. And then now, post their divorce, what did? I did the same thing. I started putting all these limitations on myself as to what I thought I needed in order to go sailing. But when you wipe all that off the whiteboard and you eliminate all them from the equation, you get down to the reality of it. I was looking at my monthly budget. What are my expenses? Food. I put in $500 a month. I think that's awful high. Probably going to be more like $2, but I did. Lily is a great breed of dog to be able to travel with, dry off quickly, webbed feet. She's going to love the sailing life. Yes, she will, absolutely. And the other day she learned to swim, so she's going to have a ball with it. Oh, I forgot my line of thought. It was a short train. Oh, my budget. Food, I plugged in $500 a month. That's a lot. Sorry, no problem, Austin. I plugged in $100 for food. I plugged in, $50 for miscellaneous clothing items, that kind of stuff. Buy a hat, whatever, $100 for fuel, $500 for groceries. Miscellaneous boat repairs, I put a couple hundred in for that each month. Maybe a marina fee here and there. I think my budget came up to $830, $830 and change, $833, something like that a month. I don't have a car payment. I don't have a mortgage payment. I'm not paying car insurance or house insurance. I don't have to commute to work. I'm not taking care of a big laundry bill. I don't have to pay for dry cleaning. I don't have to buy gas for my car. So now my living expenses are like $10,500 a year. Okay, so the boat brings along some expenses. If I stayed in marinas, yeah, it would cost me a lot. This marina where I'm at, up here on Lake Erie, $150 a month. That's all, $150 a month to stay at that marina. What's that, $1,800 a year?
You doing okay, hon?
Huh?
You doing okay?
I'm doing great, thanks, Brooke.
Good.
Just sitting here talking to myself. Anyhow, so the thing is, I'm really beginning to see a light. Yeah, the boat's crap. Yeah, the boat needs a lot of repairs. But I bought it for $2,000. if I put $8,000 into it, I would be at break even. And I'm not going to put $8,000 in. I couldn't put there's no way to spend $8,000 on that boat. Not on that boat. Am I going to spend $8,000 over the next few months on the boat? Yeah, but it's not money spent on the boat. I'm going to buy some paint. I'm going to tune up the engine, change some filters, you know. I'm going to replace some plywood here and there, put some varnish on, some sandpaper. Didn't seem like it really needed that much, honestly. Austin, it really doesn't need that much. It's just all cosmetics. It needs varnish and paint. Those are the two biggest things. It needs new seat cushions made up. I'd like to improve some of the wiring. I'd like to change the gate valves, the ball valves, some little stuff like that. You got a great deal there. She's not a junker. She just needs some loving and cleaning. Exactly right. Yeah. But those boats are available, man. They're out there if you're willing to look for them. Now, there's some boats like that people give away. So, I think I got a hell of a deal. I got a hell of a deal on my dinghy and my outboard. I got a hell of a deal on the boat itself. Of course, we'll know the answer to that this week. We'll be going to the Bahamas this coming winter. Absolutely, Casey. Absolutely. Yep. Yep, I definitely expect to be in the Bahamas this winter. November, December, something like that, I'll head over to the Bahamas. I don't know. Depending on how good the boat is. Make sure I get the refrigeration working. I'm going to add, I was thinking about putting an aluminum frame up. So I've got davits and also a bridge work to move the sail track up onto, and also have room for some solar panels up there. So if I build something like that off the back of the boat, I could see me doing that. If you don't mind, what did you give? Sorry, signed in late. Bosun, I bought a 1974 Cal 229 with an engine with only 70 hours on it for $2,000. Yo, you look like you're... I am at the original Margaritaville in Sandusky, Ohio, enjoying a beer and a burger, what you find, folks. Now, down the road, if people want to spend some money on stuff, whoop. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to read the comment. Now, down the road, if people want to send you some stuff you need, how could we go about doing that? Or would it be better just send some cash? Austin, it would be better just to do cash for now. I am trying to organize some stuff for that. But I'm going to be really moving along for a while. I do have a mailing address in Marathon, Florida, but I'm not going to get there till November. So if you send something there, it will just be sitting there waiting for me. I do not have a confirmation on the engine running, but I'm 99% sure it will not be a problem. Well, yeah, there you go. Cheeseburger, fries, and a beer, man, at Margaritaville. What could be worse than that? The original Margaritaville in Sandusky, Ohio. Who'da thunk it, huh? The fries are good, but there's way too many fries. But I don't want to try eating my hamburger because I don't think I can talk with a mouthful of burger. So I'll just knock down my fries while we're talking. But seriously though, I bought a really nice Cal 229 for $2,000. That's awesome. The only thing horrible about that is being in Ohio. Actually, Max, you know, I'm going to disagree because I think I'm in a great place to start what I'm doing. Nobody out there is doing sailing videos on the Great Lakes. Nobody. And hardly anybody did any coverage of sailing down the canal system. One or two channels did a couple of episodes, but not anything really in depth. So, Mama Street, happy for you. Thank you. So I'm really looking forward to being able to create some content that really nobody else is making. And, you know, I know these waters. I fished walleye on Lake Erie before. I know how to do that. So I can have, you know, a certain amount of confidence in being able to show what's going on. Sean and Julia did some Great Lakes stuff. Yes, but 4 episodes, I think, maybe 5, and that was it. You know, all they did was get their boat across the lakes, down the canal, and to New York and out into the salt as fast as they could. That's what they wanted to do, and I think they missed a great opportunity. Of course, after their first stumble, not too unlike me, with their first stumble, when their first boat broke down on them, and they had to go back and start over again, I could see where they were in a hurry to kind of get past the spot where the first boat broke down, so they can, you know, have a bit more success in their mind's eye. But I think I could be successful making some decent content up here in the Great Lakes and across Lake Erie easily for the next 3 months. And that's my plan. May, June, and July, maybe even into August. Maybe I'll take 4 months to do Lake Erie and the Erie Canal and the Hudson River, and then into around Long Island in New York. I'd kind of like to be in New York for my birthday in August. Hot there. Not as hot as Florida. Actually, no. Sometimes it's hotter than Florida there in the August. Because down the Keys, they get that sea breeze. It usually stays in the upper 80s there, but so people dive in the Great Lakes. Yes, absolutely, King of Shuck. They certainly do. Yeah. The visibility actually can be quite nice, even at depth. And what's interesting is when things submerge in the fresh water, there's an absence of oxygen because there's no salt water to dechlorinate. And so things tend to be preserved fairly well under the water here. The sailing in my area is great. Love Manhasset Bay. Yeah, right? I grew up sailing Manhasset Bay. That's where I first learned to sail, was in Manhasset Bay. And so I'd like to be back there. I really like to sail into Manhasset Bay and drop the hook on my birthday. I think that would be fun. There's a boat just off Port Washington, about a mile out. It's 150 feet down. Cool. Cool. I don't remember that wreck. I probably do, but I just don't remember it. You know, I'll have to refresh. Hey, man, I left Port Washington in the early 80s, so it's been a long time since I've been in that neighborhood. What, 30, almost 40 years ago. So, been a day or two. But what fun. Oh, Port Washington, Wisconsin. No. Port Washington, New York, on Long Island. On the North Shore of Long Island. Love boating on Great Lakes. Done it for 18 years. Love it. But we are ready for more big water. But swimming in the Great Lakes. I missed all that. Hold on. But swimming is awesome in Great Lakes. Enjoy. Thanks, Mama Sri. Thanks, Mama Sri. Yes, yeah, freshwater swimming is awesome. It makes life a whole lot easier on the boat, too. I mean, if I want to take a shower, I just throw a bucket over the side. Soak myself down, dump a bucket over my head. Done. Shower's done. Oh. In the salt, I could do the same thing, but then I have to follow that up with another bucket of fresh water. So, and fresh water is hard to come by when you're out in the salt. Fresh water's everywhere here. It's all fresh water. Nice clean water. Once you get away from shore or get some depth. Visibility is not great, but it's not bad. What are you going to use for clickbait? Well, you know, Max, a lot of these guys, you know, sort of pimp out their wives and daughters. I thought the original Margaritaville was in Key West. No, sir. The original Margaritaville is here in Sandusky, Ohio. This one was built and opened before Jimmy Buffett opened any of his. Oh, I missed that comment. Something about a Rush. My grandpa loved the Rush in the background. Oh, yeah. I can't control what music they're playing, guys. Do people scuba dive in the lakes? Yes, they do. Yeah, there's some good diving to be had in the lakes. I'm not going to be doing any diving here because I sold my dive gear. I have to buy new. But I am going to do some free diving and some snorkeling here. Once it warms up a little bit. It's kind of chilly right now. Probably do more in the canal. Although there you're always dealing with the current. But there's a channel called Dall, D-A-L-L-Y, M-D, Dolly M-D. And he's down in Georgia, and they go snorkeling in the rivers all the time and pick up all kinds of garbage and lures and stuff. He actually does a YouTube channel just about that, about them snorkeling the rivers and cleaning the river bottoms up, and finding all kinds of stuff. And they found everything from firearms and guns and baits and all kinds of stuff. Rush, best Canadian band. Okay. Long time no see. Hey, Captain Catfish, how you doing? You have a boat after all? Yes, sir, I do. I have a 1974 Cal 229. So how do you like them apples? Got a nice little boat. Old boat, beat up boat. Needs a lot of clean up and fix up, but I'm game. It'll be easy to do. So my fries are starting to get cold. So anyhow, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead. What? We theme good apples, I'd say. Theme some good apples, I'd say. Okay. Them some good apples. All right. Yes. Yeah, those are great apples. Awesome apples. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get to my lunch here because I got to get on the road. I have to run over to West Marine and get some parts and stuff. So I got to get. I just want to jump on board and let everybody know that I had to correct what I said earlier, and that I am going to be mounting the mast immediately, and we're going to put the boat in, I believe, on Wednesday. So, and of course, we'll try to live stream all that or film it or anyway, so you'll see some of it. I googled tourism Sandusky, and there was a link to your current. There was a link to my current what? There was a link. What happened? It disappeared. Hold on. And there was a link to your current live stream. Pretty cool. Oh, there you go. That's cool. That's interesting. How's that for technology? I'll have to tell the wait staff here. Yeah, I'm helping them build business, I guess. Anyhow, yeah, see you guys later. I'm going to go ahead and dive into my burger and get going. I got Miss Lily out in the car, and it's hot out there for her, so I don't want to take too long. We'll have more for you later, guys. Be good and be careful. We'll see you later. And take good care of one another if you would. I would appreciate it. Bye, guys.